And good morning, folks. This is your old pal, Uncle Al, having my fifth cup of coffee. I skipped breakfast this morning because I was training people, okay, in my group. And I tell a lot of people you have to learn by experience, okay? We put out some test survival cache. And I always show that one. Building a survival cache. Okay, it's pronounced cache. It's come from everybody in America says cache. That's wrong. It's a cache. Building a survival cache. All right. Big problem is no, that's the wrong one. I don't want that one. Yeah, too hot. Too many notes. Yeah, got the right one. Okay, sorry about that, but I have a lot of notes and I got to go over them because things are moving quickly, very quickly, and you're running out of time. So we went out there and I keep teaching them, all right, first 4 sites that their survival cache, and I kind of look at them and I said, first one, it's a parking lot now. You buried your supplies. It's now a parking lot. But I don't own the land. Why did you put the survival cache out there? Well, I thought it was a good spot, Uncle Al. Wolverines? No. Okay. Other 2 ones, or I have to tell people, you did not build it correctly, the survival cache. All right? It's a place where you put containers in. All right? People has a bad habit of putting the cache into a dirt hole and covering up. It's not a grave. It's supposed to be a survival cache. All right? And we dug it up and everything in the container, okay, because the earth moves. And if you have unstable or unsettling ground or heavy clay soils, guess what happens to get your cache? It gets crushed. All right. Another thing is, don't use these for survival caches. All right, or caches. These were not designed for outside use. It deteriorates in sunlight. If you put it in the ground, like survival cache 3, 4, and 5, okay, full of bugs, full of rodents, not vermin proof, not pressure proof, and we had one full of water. So, all right, not a good idea. You want to get one that's designed for subterranean burial, and should have an O-ring and should have a thickness. Now, Survival Lily, go check out her channel, has designed a survival cache. All right, it's good, but I expect her to probably bury it in the dirt. Like most preppers and survivalists have no idea what the hell they're doing. All right, this is Uncle Al. You're going to learn by experience. When you build your survival cache, it's supposed to be lined. All right, you dig the hole, you cover it up, come back in a week, you uncover it, and find out if it's full of water or moisture or a colony of rats. Okay? It's like I keep teach people this all the time, and I was like, oh God, it gives me a headache. But people have to learn by experience. First thing, don't use these for survival caches. Second thing is your cache, survival cache or cache, has to be lined and drained. All right? And you have to figure out depth depending on your winter conditions. Now here, the water table goes up and down. So I tell a lot of people, think of how you're going to store your survival caches. Now me, I use suitcases. I don't bury it in the ground. I just leave it at a friend's house and they tuck it in the closet. So I don't have to worry about it. And when I need it, I just grab my suitcase and voila, survival caches. And they said, oh, thanks. And I give them $20. A lot of people who bury stuff out there do not know how to bury one. Okay, this is why I train people on building a survival caches. Second thing, it should be your own property. That way it's not a parking lot. It's not on government land. You get in big trouble if you plant a survival cache or cache on government land. All right? If it isn't food, they don't care. But if it's arms, ammunitions, and explosive, you're going to be charged with a federal crime and you're going to be reamed up the ass for the next 20 years. Truth. Okay, so know where you're burying it. If it's on your property, not a problem. That goes also for private lands and state lands. Because if they catch you, it's anywhere from 5 to 8 years in the state pen. Okay? Building a survival cache. It's real simple. You have to line it, has to have drainage, and know your weather conditions for the cache. All right? Do not use this type of container for survival caches or cache. All right? Gives me a big headache, but I have to go over this over and over again. So what do you want to do? You want to put down a survival cache. Could be a barrel with the O-ring that's designed for burial. Okay? Do not put it in raw dirt. I keep telling this to people and they're looking at me like I stepped on their cat. Second, you have to make sure that you're putting in, first, number one, 6 weeks worth of food. Number two, water. At least 10 gallons. That's a hard part because a lot of people don't understand. Okay, number three, ammo and weapons, all right, or gear, whatever. Number three we won't talk about because that has to be specialized and a lot of people don't know how to do caches, all right, because I have to teach people over and over again. It's been a long morning. But Uncle Al, we don't have any knowledge. Most preppers like, Wolverines! I'll bury it outside in my backyard. Do that for a week and dig it back up again. See what a mess you made. But Wolverines? No. A lot of old preppers don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay? You have to have somebody who does this before. And you have to do it right. Too shallow, it looks like a grave. All right, I could spot it a mile away. That's a cache right there. Okay, or you could have somebody dig it up. That's more even funnier. Or you can see it burst out of the ground because the container, wrong type, is like squeezing a boil out of your butt, and all of a sudden it's all over the ground. All right, and then animals would dig it up. People would dig it up. Construction workers dig it up. Okay, so when you do your cache, make sure you have enough for a week inside the cache. All right, you want food and water first. Do not combine them together. I had one lady who did it, and I'm all, like looking at her like, God. And when we dug it up, I'm looking at it like, you know, it got cold and the water burst and ruined everything inside your cache. And you didn't leave any headspace. But I use these little bottles, Uncle Al. Okay? No. There's a water cache and there's also a food cache. Two different styles. And I have to train people. They have to learn by mistakes. And I'll let them do it. Oh, I saw this on YouTube, Uncle Al. Wolverines! I swear to God, if I see another old prepper start digging out in the backyard or in the woods and throwing in one of these things, I'm slapping the hell out of them. Okay? You have to know what you're doing on a cache or cache. It's not hard. It's fairly simple. Lewis and Clark did it. If they could do it, you can do it. Okay, Check out Allie Carroll, David Lynn Prepper, Prepper Principal, Harshman Hills, Dad on YouTube, Food Forest Permaculture, Michelle Mittens Prepper, Groovy Pop Tart, Preparedness Veteran, SD Mountain Man, Guns and Gadgets, see what the evil communists are doing, and then Matt Holbrook and Modern Refugee. Okay? Because a lot of people don't understand how to do a proper cache. Alright? I have experience and I know all three versions of it. And also the consequences. So I'll catch you later. You have a nice day and I'll be seeing you. Bye now.